So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below, so check those out for massive discounts on all your Hidden Summoner needs as well as all your other Yu-Gi-Oh needs. But let's get on with the profile. What's up YouTube, Dad here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you, as you can see, a Nephthys deck profile. So I really like the Nephthys kind of artwork. I hadn't looked into this deck prior to Hidden Summoners. I pulled enough of the cards to kind of justify building the deck, and I looked online and checked out a couple of like plays and how the deck kind of operated, and it's very cool. Especially this link-free guy here, which we'll get to very soon, can be used and abused in pretty much all ritual decks. It is incredibly powerful. So let's get started. We play Cerulean Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys at 3. This is your level 8 ritual boss monster at 3000 attack. Ritual summon this card with Rebirth of the Nephthys. Only use each of the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy one Nephthys card in your hand and or face up on the field, then destroy an equal number of monsters your opponent controls. During your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon this card. It's a looping, level 8, 3k boss monster. Boom. Triple Devotee of the Nephthys. Now I only pulled one from my boxes, so I will be definitely picking up my singles of this one. I'm just waiting for them to arrive. And of course this card is very important as well. Ritual summon this card with Nephthys, Rebirth of the Nephthys. Only use each effect once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned, you can activate this effect. Special summon one Nephthys monster from your deck. Also, during the end phase of this turn, destroy this card. If this card is If this card is in your graveyard, you can destroy one Nephthys card in your hand, and if you do special summon this card, you get to loop it around as well. Then of course for the monsters, we've got Triple Manju, which 9 times out of 10 you use in all ritual decks. And then of course we've got Triple Disciple of the Nephthys. During your main phase, you can destroy one card in your hand, and if you do, add one Nephthys monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. During your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add one Nephthys spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Only use each effect once per turn. Then we've got Double Defender of the Nephthys. During your main phase, you can destroy one card in your hand, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or lower Nephthys monster from your hand, except itself. During your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can destroy one Nephthys monster in your deck, except itself. Only use each effect once per turn. Double Matrice of the Nephthys. Might have absolutely butchered that name, but we shall soon see. There we go, let's darken it up a little bit for you. You can target one level 4 or lower Nephthys monster in your graveyard, except itself, destroy one card in your hand, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster in defense position, but negate its effects. During the next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon this card from the graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. And then of course we've got the one Chronicler of the Nephthys. You can target one Nephthys card in your graveyard, except itself, destroy one card in your hand, and if you do, add that target to your hand. During your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add one Nephthys card from your deck, from your hand, one Nephthys card from your graveyard to your hand, except itself. You can only use each effect once per turn. And then of course we've got the one Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. Once per turn, during your next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon this card from the graveyard, and if you do, destroy all spells and trap cards on the field. Your opponent's back row is now no longer safe. And then of course we have the best support that ritual monsters are ever going to get, and that is the incantations. We've got Double Candle, Double Talismander, Double Quill, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his second name, and Double Book. Now the best thing about these is you do really need to recycle your resources in your graveyard, which is what the new incantations help, and then being able to search your deck for any of the materials you might need, the ritual spells or the ritual monsters, is where the old incantations come into effect. Moving on to the spells, of course we play Triple Rebirth of the Nephthys. So this card can be used to ritual summon any Nephthys ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total level equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. Then if you tributed Devotee of the Nephthys or Cerulean Sacred Phoenix of the Nephthys, you can destroy one card on the field. Now I know rituals are supposed to be tributes, but it'd be really cool if this card had the clause of it which was instead of tribute, destroy. Like that would be really cool, because then you destroy them in hand, and it kind of then promotes the deck a little bit more, because then you're destroying cards. It might then become a little bit too busted, but I feel the fact that it's the next standby phase slows the deck back down. Triple pre-prep, because obviously the ritual spell does name both of your big ritual monsters in the deck. Triple preparation of rites, recycle your level 2, search out your level 2 ritual monster and then add the ritual spell from the graveyard to your hand. So that gives you a bit more recyclability in the deck as well. 2 Call by the Right Graves, because you want your pre-preps to be going off. And then I'm trialling out 2 Ritual Foregone, just as a trial, because basically what I want to be using this for, if I've understood it correctly, is you pay 1,000 life points, special summon 1 ritual monster from your hand, but it cannot attack, also destroy it during the end phase. So that will then trigger, of course, the effects of the Nephthys. But I'm thinking about using it more on the big level 8 Cerulean, the Sacred Phoenix, because then you bring this guy out for 1,000 life points, which is kind of like an instant fusion, and then nuke your opponent's board, and then of course if you destroy it itself, its effect will then go off in the end phase and you bypass that effect itself. And then of course for the final 2 cards we do have 2 Torrential Tribute, because like I said, this deck loves to be destroyed. So if you're destroying them during your opponent's turn, then of course they're going to trigger off in your standby phase and start to allow you to regain advantage. And a lot of people forget about Torrential Tribute, and I think it's one of the best sleeper cards out there, because a lot of people go, the back row is like a mirror force, I can wait until the battle phase, I can clear it before the battle phase, whatnot. And then they go and summon and try and flood their board, and then once they're about to take their last summon, they go all cards into a, let's say for example, let's go all cards into the Cannon Soldier, and you go, cool, flip TT, nuke the board completely. And obviously by that time they've probably got a Danger Thunderbird off, but if they haven't, you know, you're going to be laughing. Anyway, now onto the extra deck. We have 2 of this boss monster, Nephthys, the Sacred Flame. This card's artwork looks amazing. It looks so good, and its effect is busted. So 2 monsters, including a ritual monster. While this card is in the extra monster zone, monsters your opponent controls cannot target Nephthys monsters in the main monster zone for attacks. This card gains effects based on the number of ritual monsters used for its link summoning. 1 or more cannot be destroyed by battle. 2 or more cannot be destroyed by card effect. Also, it gains 1200 attack. 3. Neither player can target this card with card effects. Also, it gains another 1200. This becomes a 4800 beta that is indestructible. And your opponent then can't target your other Nephthys cards for attacks. So you're sitting there with a 4800 beta and just going, come at me bro, and you're just plodding away. Now think about this in like Necros. Alright, it doesn't get the protection effect, but it then gains all 3 of the bottom effects. So it's a 4800 beta that you may not need to rely on the extra deck any further after that. You just go, cool, I've got this guy on board at 48, I can then get my Briannac, I can then get my Trishula, and I can also get my Unicorn on board. You ain't doing anything, and like, it's so powerful. We've then got 2 of the Link 2, Nephthys, the Sacred Preserver. 2 Nephthys monsters, you can only use the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, if this card is link summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Add 1 level 8 or level 8 Winged Beast monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your, graveyard to your hand. Destroy 1 Nephthys monster this card points to, and special summon 1 Nephthys monster with a different original name from your graveyard, but negate its effects. Straightforward on that one. We've then got a couple of rank 2s, because we do have a rank 2 engine in the deck. So you've got Sky Cavalier, Phantom Knights with Cursed Javelin. Imagine making this under this Nephthys and then punching through for 48 direct. And then a Daigusto Phoenix, because your main deck monsters are all wind, apart from your rituals of course, so you can get a bit of double attacking off of that, or itself if you wish. They're not a necessity, they are just a couple of options. We've then got the 1 Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Unicorn. And then on top of that we've got the 1 Decode, the 1 Borreload, and the 1 Boral Sword. Obviously being able to attack with a 3k ritual monster and then shift it to defense and attack for 6k is always going to be powerful if you have access to it. Now I know this deck is only a 13 card extra deck I believe, but that is because I couldn't think of exactly what else to put in here. It all comes down to personal taste. Like if I wanted to, I could put 2 rank 8s in there, because you can recycle your Sacred Phoenixes and move them around, and you do have rank 8 plays on board. You could bump up the Nephthys Link 2, you could bump up the Nephthys Link 3 if you wanted to as well. You could also double up some of the Nightmares. But what you have to remember is with the incantations, the deck doesn't rely on the extra deck as heavily. You do have to be very cautious, because you do need to clear those incantations off first before you go into your extra deck. So you do have to work around the pair very carefully. Regardless, you can put any 2 cards in your extra deck, or any cards in your extra deck at all. The main ones you must have are these guys, and they came out in the set as well. So that is it for the Nephthys deck profile. Like I said, I haven't perfected it yet. This is just a trial deck that I'm testing out. It's had a couple of good results so far online. It hasn't had a physical test as of yet in person, but I'm hoping to get one of those done very, very shortly. But like I said, check out Tier 0 Gaming and use the discount code ZWGames, so Zephyr Wargames 5 for 5% discount off of your order. Go pick up your singles and go pick up packs or even sleeves. Trust me, like go there, go and buy, let's say you want to buy a Nephthys deck, pick up the Nephthys deck for like cheap as chips, and then get a pack of sleeves sent for you as well. Use the discount code, it will feel like you spent next to nothing and get shipped to wherever you want. Also, don't forget to check out our giveaway for the packs of Hidden Summoners as well. The link to that giveaway will be in the description below, along with the code that has been on your screen this entire time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time guys, as always, happy dueling. What's up YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button, and of course don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round, so don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always guys, happy dueling.